Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It's Monday morning, the 22nd day of June, 2026. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE. 90.9 FM over the airwaves here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, we broadcast at 103.3 FM. And if you're listening to my voice from anywhere else on Earth, you've gone to our website to tune in, ksje.com. Maybe you're listening through the KSJE radio app, or you've asked your smart speaker to play KSJE. It's great to have you all with us this morning, of course. Also, welcome to the people who are watching me right now. The video of this program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. So we're glad that all of you have joined us today. Coming up, we are talking about all things Bloomfield with the mayor of Bloomfield. John Mohler is my guest this morning. We'll be talking about what's going on in the city of Bloomfield, some of his plans for his term as mayor, and much, much more. That is coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE, so stay tuned for that. Later on this hour, as we do on Mondays, we will talk technology with my guest, Lewis Campbell. Our Monday Reboot segment coming up at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. Next hour, we'll shift gears just a bit. It's our classical music program, Roving with the Arts. Mick Hess will take over the studio at 9:06 right here on KSJE as well. Don't forget, if you want to connect with us on other forms of social media besides Facebook and YouTube, you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Blue Sky. You can find us on X, so we'll see you over there. And if you're a podcast listener, you can find KSJE podcasts wherever you listen to podcasts. We publish new episodes every day. So subscribe and check out a new program that you may have missed recently. You can also find our podcasts, and you can listen live and much, much more with the KSJE Radio app, available at the App Store and on Google Play. Outside our studios at San Juan College, it's a sunny Monday morning so far, 67 degrees, more sunshine on the way. Today's high about 91 in Farmington, clear overnight tonight with a low near 60. Sunny and hot tomorrow with a high of 92 on Tuesday. It'll be 88 degrees on Wednesday, maybe partly sunny, 84 on Thursday. Maybe a chance of a shower popping up Thursday night with a low near 66. Sunny and hot again on Friday with a high near 90 before the winds pick up again Friday night into Saturday with highs still near 90. Back with my guest, the mayor of Bloomfield, right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, your community hospital serving the Four Corners. With a 115-year history of improving the quality of life, health, and care of individuals and families throughout our region. When life happens, San Juan Regional Medical Center is here to serve everybody. Find out more at sanjuanregional.com. Get ready for the 40th Annual Freedom Day celebration in Farmington, Friday, July 3rd. The Fireworks Spectacular launches from Sullivan Hill at 9:25 p.m. But here's a secret to the full experience. Watching isn't enough. The show is fully choreographed to music, broadcast live on the radio. So even if you're on site, tune in to hear every burst in sync with the sky. Special thanks to the sponsors Grand Finale, City of Farmington, Citizens Bank, Platinum sponsors Pesco and Farmington Taco Bells, Titanium sponsor Raleigh Industrial, and Gold sponsor San Juan County, Cooper Fire, Zimes Ford Corners, and Dugan Production. Find out more at farmingtonnm.org.
Now back to Studio A and the award-winning Scott Michlin Morning Program on KSJE.
Back in the studio this morning, as I mentioned, my guest from the city of Bloomfield, none other than the mayor of Bloomfield, is here with me this morning. John Mohler is here. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning, Scott. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Good to have you here. I've been wanting to have you here since the election, so it only took me a couple of months to follow up with you and get you over here and figure out how we can make our schedules align. But I'm glad to have you here to talk about what's going on in the city of Bloomfield, how things are going for you as mayor. Of course, you are no stranger to the city of Bloomfield, as we have talked before. A long history working with the city, being on the city council. But now you're the mayor. Does the buck stop with you? I guess it probably does. It's you or George, the city manager.
It seems to stop with me more often. Right?
Okay, gotcha.
George is busy. I'm busy.
Right.
But it's a good problem to have.
Very true.
I really care about Bloomfield and wanted to do everything I could. That's the whole reason for running, and the whole reason the whole council's there, right? People that care about the town and want us to succeed and do better. So
Right. True.
it's a good place to be.
Very true. I wanted to ask you about a couple of things. Of course, recently we were part of the Salmon River Balloon Rally, which I know is a Chamber of Commerce event, but I know it couldn't be done without help from the city of Bloomfield, and a great event that draws attention and visitors and balloonists to Bloomfield. But congratulations on that event. I think it went pretty well that weekend.
Oh, it was a very successful weekend. When we had the balloon glow on Saturday night, that's the most people I've seen in that park in years. It was packed.
Right.
There wasn't even enough room for all the balloons that wanted to put up and glow that night because there's so many people.
Nice.
Which was great. It was beautiful.
Right.
And the balloons, some of the shapes and the cool colors, man, it's like waking up Easter morning, seeing all the shiny eggs out in the yard, but they're in the sky.
Exactly, or floating over your yard, right?
Floating over you, right?
Or
right in your backyard.
Whatever the case may be. We're showing some shots that we took Friday morning of the Mass Ascension, and it was great weather, I think, for the first 2 days at least, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think,
It was great. It was beautiful.
And you mentioned the glow, too, which has kind of grown, I think, into a bigger community event, I think, than just the glow. There was a car show as part of it this year, and some other vendors that were down there, right?
A few years ago, we had a car show, and it started out, I think, only 10 to 12 cars the first year. This year, we had over 35 entrants.
Nice.
They had me pick the best of show, which was hard. There was some high-level, I'm talking like SEMA show, Las Vegas quality vehicles there. It was beautiful.
Nice.
It was nice to see. And some of the best lowriders in the state, if I do say so myself.
Not surprising, right? Which is great, but nice to show them off a little bit and get some attention. So congratulations, and it was a great event. Other event coming up would be your big 5th of July event in Bloomfield.
Absolutely.
Your fireworks are becoming known throughout the region, I think, as the best show in the Four Corners.
That's what we keep telling everybody, and everybody keeps telling us. That's why we say that.
Right.
Every time you go see it, they say, God, that's just the best show in the area. And I think it's true. Just the hill we have it going off of, you can see it from so far around, and it's a big show.
Yeah.
And it's a great view. I haven't seen a bad side. For the first, 10 years of it, I was at the launch site with the fire department, right? So I
Right.
never got to see it anywhere else, but the last few years since I retired from the fire department, man, there's not a bad angle. And it's loud and big. It's a great show.
Right. Congratulations. Well, that's coming up again, the 5th of July. That's important, right? And so again, at dusk, takes off. The new spot is Bee Hill, right?
Yep.
There,
The hill right beside Bee Hill, but
pardon me.
you can see it from both sides.
Okay,
or all
thank you.
sides. So Aztec people come over and watch it from their side.
Right.
All around.
Very good, but a great event, and again, it does seem to be, I think, one of the longer fireworks shows in the community, in the area, and it's gotten quite the reputation. So congratulations to all the sponsors and the boosters that help make that possible every year as well.
Yep, a lot of businesses pitch in and make that happen. It's around 25 minutes, I think, every year, and it's great.
Yeah. Very good. Well, those are a couple things that are going on I wanted to ask you about. I want to also ask you about the city business and city of Bloomfield. And so as mayor, of course, you, as we're serving on the city council, are familiar with, I think, a lot of the issues that are facing the city of Bloomfield. But now as mayor, anything that's opened your eyes a little bit, or that's been new, or is it kind of the same stuff that you guys are dealing with the mayor and city council and city manager?
So I only did a half term as on the city council before running for mayor. That was always my goal, try to be the mayor and help Bloomfield as much as I could. I really care about it, like I mentioned. There was some changes this year. We were a little tighter on budget than we expected, so we had to cut $1 million, which a small town like Bloomfield, which we happen to be the poorest town in the county as well, but we had to cut $1 million out of the budget. It was just real tight and a difficult task this year. So
how'd you do it? I guess, how did you find that money to cut?
We didn't cut any people,
Okay.
But we did cut some projects and slowed some stuff down. We gotta regroup and find a better way to bring more income into our community.
Got you. And that looks at economic development and being more business friendly, or what would you say about, what are your goals, I guess, to try to do that?
So in New Mexico, all of our funding is based on gross receipts tax. So businesses doing good in town is what pays the town and what makes us have good parks and events and,
Right.
and good roads and good infrastructure. Without gross receipts coming in better, we can't do anymore.
Gotcha. So that, I guess, when you talk about businesses, that also talks about people spending money at those businesses.
Absolutely.
That's how it gets to the city.
Yep, buy local and support all of your friends and neighbors that have small businesses in town.
Right.
Small town businesses are the way to go.
Right. We've seen, I think, some major chains opening in Bloomfield. You have a new McDonald's, I think, that's relatively new, and maybe some other stores. There's also some local mom and pop stores that have opened up, which is always nice to see. And so is it important to kind of have a mix of those national chains and the local mom and pop businesses too, do you think?
Absolutely. All of the locals, if you know who owns that small business, they'll support them, and they'll go out every weekend or every night and support them as much as they can. But people traveling through, they're going to stop at a national chain because they recognize that brand from around the world, right? So you got to have a balance of both.
Right. Gotcha. Very good. Very important. And then the other thing I want to ask you too is a little bit about some of the other projects that are going on with the city. I guess the one would be the and I keep calling it a gravel pit, and I don't think that's the right term to call it, but is the gravel operation there on in Bloomfield?
Yeah, we have a frac sand.
Thank you.
Frac sand mine.
Thank you.
I guess that's what they call it.
Right.
Yeah, that's been controversial over the last few years. It's in an industrial area.
Right.
And they're just digging up the sand and using it in the oil industry.
Right.
Which is real common for our area, right?
Right.
We were built on natural gas and oil field around here, so.
Gotcha. And again, I guess they're generating gross receipts for the city. It's another industrial business, is it not?
Well, we don't get a lot of money back from that type of industry.
I see.
There's a little bit of gross receipts from the products they buy and from the employees that go into town and eat lunch.
Okay.
There's some of that, but the state changed the tax rules where it's all destination based now.
I see.
So whenever they get that sand out and they take it somewhere, wherever it ends up is where the tax goes.
Oh, interesting.
So
Okay.
it supplied us 20 jobs and people eating in town, and some, right, we sell them water and stuff as part of their process,
Right.
electricity, stuff like that. So we get a little bit,
Okay.
but not as much as grocery stores and
And the restaurants and the other retail.
Dollar Generals.
Yeah.
We have 5 of those, so
Yeah.
obviously people love those because they keep building more. So.
Evidently, that's true. I think people all over the county love those, and
Right.
all over the country for sure. But the company, they're doing kind of what they said they were going to do. Are you pleased with kind of how they're living up to their agreement with the city and things like that when they wanted to open up shop there?
So that's a hit or miss. We requested a few things, and we're following with them. We're having periodic meetings when we can, and they're doing what they can to try to stay as proper as they can as their income allows. But we are tracking them. We're following up with them and making sure all those things they promised are being upheld as much as possible, for sure.
Okay, and that's all from the original agreement, I guess, or there's some other environmental things that are at play here too, I imagine.
We put some stipulations in the approval of the zone change that they needed, but there's not a lot there to hold on to. They're just holding up their side in good faith. A lot of the requirements or stuff are state-based, like you said, EPA, state or federally based.
Right.
We don't have a say in that. Nobody really does other than the state and federal government. So, and they are meeting all of those requirements.
Gotcha. Good. And I know, well, I told you earlier before we came on the air, I see a lot of chatter about this project, about this business online. You don't maybe have seen that because you have a life and you don't spend a lot of time with online, which is great. And so what would you say, I guess, to folks who are concerned about that business and maybe that they're not living up to their agreements? As far as the city's concerned, they are doing what they said they were going to do in accordance with their agreement with the city?
Everything that they miss that was in our agreement, we absolutely will follow up and keep track of. As needed, we will call the state or federal resources as needed to make sure they're holding up that side. But as far as we know, all of the stiffer environmental requirements and state requirements, they are within.
Gotcha. Okay. Very good. And the water use and all that is all according to what they were thinking they were going to use and things like that?
They are very close to what they were projecting. They have their own water rights and are still in the middle of converting those to where they can use them. So in that time, we are selling them water, which is an income for us as well.
Right.
So But yeah, they're right there in the area.
Gotcha. Okay. Very good. My guest this morning, John Mohler, is here. He is the mayor of the city of Bloomfield, elected just earlier this year. We were talking a little bit about some of the issues going on in the city of Bloomfield and what is facing the city. You mentioned some tight budgets this year and looking at next year. Is the state being generous, I guess, with state funding and things like that, or how is that coming through? Are there some grants available and things like that the city goes after?
There's a ton of grants out there this year, and we have been real successful in getting some state and federal funding. We don't always get federal funding, but this year we got several allotments from the federal government, which was outstanding.
Nice. What's that money going for? What are you going to be able to use it for?
Mostly building up the Riverwalk.
Uh-huh.
So we're trying to expand it, and I mean, we've got a beautiful short little Riverwalk,
right,
but we're expanding it. It's going to be a couple miles long. So we're acquiring the properties and just building the right-of-ways. We're working with the BLM for a big section of that to just have pathways through it.
Nice.
So that we can hug all the way down the river and see the wildlife. And
very cool. And it's going from where it is now, it's going to go more east or more west?
all the way east to the city limits.
Okay.
Yep, we have a small pond out there, our second water source.
Right.
So we're connecting from there all the way out.
Gotcha. And it'll be, I guess, an outdoor recreation place for folks to walk. I know there's some concerts planned this summer, too, down there as well. So just more ways to use that city amenity, I guess, right?
Absolutely, yeah. That's one thing we've always lacked is enough parks and enough places to get out and just walk, right? So that'll be a great walking path. And the city manager right now is organizing several different bands on trying to catch them on Thursday nights mostly as they're on their way to bigger shows so we can get some bigger name bands stopping.
Right.
So that's why they're on Thursday nights. Get bigger names, get people out, give them something to do on weeknights. But I think it's every other week. Unless the bands line up right, we'll have 2 in a row or whatever. But yep, every Thursday night we're trying to have it around 6 o'clock down there.
Nice. Nice. Very good. Well, that's one thing. Some other grants you're mentioning, too. What are some of the projects you're able to put that money towards, I guess? Because I know the thing with grants is it's great to get free money or reduced cost money, but you've got to spend it on certain things. Perhaps
Right.
there's some strings attached.
Right. There's so many strings attached, and that slows down the process. So the first grant we get for any given project has to be engineering and design. And if it's not fully engineered and designed, you can't get the second grant. So it's not like you ask for $1 million to redo a street and then you just redo the street. No, you have to have $1 million in funding for engineering and design. And then once you have that shovel ready, you get another grant for $2 million because all the prices are so crazy right now. Just to get a road paved is millions of dollars. And the existing tax base doesn't have enough to fund that. I often hear, well, we already pay our tax on it. Well, city government is not the federal government that's getting most of those taxes. So we just can't afford to redo a street just that easy. We don't have that extra budget
Right.
at all. So
Yeah.
grants is how these things happen.
Got it. Very good. And some of those are coming from the state and some from the federal government, as you mentioned. And
Yep.
so, but I imagine the city has a crew that goes after some of these or finds out about them and applies and puts through an application.
We do. We have a projects manager, Prudence Brady. She's been doing great. She has a small team. Now she has 2 people and an intern working for her, which helps tremendously get all those grants. I mean, that's probably why we got those federal allotments that we never have gotten before. So
Nice. Very good. When you're talking to residents of Bloomfield, what's the most common thing they're talking with you about? Is it about roads? Is it about taxes? What do you hear a lot of?
The biggest thing is roads, infrastructure. If there's any hiccup in the water system, but mostly roads. A lot of the roads are rough, and it's been years since we've been able to replace them. We did just get our own paving machine last year, but we still don't have the funds to. Pavement is expensive, surprisingly.
Sure.
And having the crew fully trained to use it, we're working up to that so we can start doing some of our own, which will save some money in the long run, but
Okay.
and make it more possible for us to redo our parks, parking lots, and stuff like that. That's our goal to start. Some of the parks, just the parking lots are so torn up because it's been so long since we've had any money for that type of infrastructure.
Got you. So buying that machine is part of a longer term, longer range, I guess, vision that the city has to try to do some of these projects cheaper?
Absolutely. We need to be able to do it cheaper to have some nicer parks and places for people to park and go to them. One of the goals I'm working on now is a lot of people ask for some kind of walking path because the schools have the tracks, but a lot of those are closed. They want to keep them nice for the students for their big events. So we're going to try to get a smaller field with a walking track around it, and then again the river park just for people to get out and exercise and
Right.
enjoy the environment we live in, right?
Sure, very true. And it seems like that would be a great way to also tie into some of the other promotions that's going on with San Juan County and across the state about outdoor recreation. A lot of folks seem to be coming to our state in search of opportunities and experiences like hiking and biking and doing some of these things outdoors. And of course, you're right along the river there, so it seems like a perfect spot to be able to offer some of those things to residents and visitors alike.
Absolutely. So we had on the books in the ordinances a Parks and Rec commission to help advise us how to do the parks, but that commission hasn't been filled for the last 10 years or more.
No.
We looked back and couldn't find it. I think they might have started it when they first passed the ordinance and it fell out. But I have appointed people to replace that and start the board back. And they're giving us some valuable input. And we're trying to diversify the board. Several people in the mountain bike industry, so we want to start building some mountain bike trails around town. We're in talks with Aztec. We have a water line between us, and that water line needs replaced, so we're asking to make that water line right away a mountain bike trail to connect the two communities. We're trying to really work close with Aztec right now. Because we're so close, we're like sister cities, right?
Sure, right.
So do as much as we can. We have a shared border right between us, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. No, that makes sense. And certainly that water line can be a lifeline in times of drought. And I know, I'm sure Aztec looks very, very fondly to the south at Bloomfield and your San Juan River water source, because they're reliant mostly on the Animas. And so obviously in years like this, the Animas maybe not be full year for the full year. And they can certainly talk to Bloomfield about trying to get some water over that pipeline if it's available, right?
Absolutely.
That's what it's designed for.
That's what it is designed for. And we've sent water both ways, back and forth,
True.
for different issues.
Right.
Most of our city's water comes from a ditch that broke a few years ago, and we had to get water back from Aztec. This line was originally put in by Aztec in the early 2000s when we had a bad drought, and
Right.
they needed some water over there. And then the Gold King mine, a lot of people remember that. We had to send them some water over for that. So
Right.
it's there for these instances when the neighbor needs help.
Exactly.
And
No.
we're all about that.
That's true, and a great example of that, right? And just coming together. I think that line went in pretty quickly too, as I recall, when the Animas was so low.
Yeah.
And Aztec really needed some emergency supplies for water. But as you say, it goes both ways, and it's able to pump water to either community that needs it. And that's,
Absolutely.
That's great to hear. Looking ahead at the rest of your term, are some goals that you have of what you'd like to see accomplished with the city of Bloomfield?
Absolutely. One of the biggest thing is the parks. I don't think we have enough parks for everybody to get out and do the things they want to do or really enjoy our community. I hope to get people to stop and use Bloomfield more as a tourism spot, right? I came up with the idea of Base Camp Bloomfield, so we're gonna get some signs made, and we're gonna try to encourage people to use our hotels, stay at Bloomfield, stop and eat, go out and see Chaco. Go out to Navajo Dam, go fishing at the Quality Waters, but use Bloomfield as a base camp and
Right.
just get us a couple more people staying there and help our economy a little bit and,
Sure.
and see what we can do. And if the parks get them to stay there and come back, then even better.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, I don't know where the other closest hotel is to Chaco Canyon. I don't think there is one besides
I think it might be the
Bloomfield.
closest, right?
Yeah, right. So if you're looking at that would make a lot of sense. And to go fishing and all the other things that you mentioned. So it certainly kind of connects with some of the other promotions that's going on from the chamber and things like that to be able to offer that. And so when you talk about parks, though, that says money to me. So again, it has to come, I guess, when you're able to afford to do some of these things, right?
Exactly. It's a balancing act. We got to find the funding to do that, and hopefully, if we can get people to start staying there, that's going to bump up the gross receipts. That's going to give us the little funding we need to make the parks nicer.
Right.
And not just taxing the citizens that are already overtaxed, right?
Right.
We're trying to keep everything as budget level as possible, but the prices for us, everything's increased so much over the last couple of years that
Right.
it's hard to keep up.
Sure.
So some prices are increasing. We just increased the water, which it hasn't been increased in a long time, but even then we're still the cheapest water bill in the area, but we also have the best water. That San Juan River water, it's hard to argue. That's
Right.
It settles in Navajo just long enough to make it right. That's why I carry my water bottle with me everywhere I go. It's always got Bloomfield water in it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. There you go. And as you mentioned, though, that comes in through the ditch, and so I know that's had a bunch of work on over the years, and so, but that's become more of a reliable, I think, source because of some of the work that's been done by the ditch association, right?
That's a fact. Bloomfield Irrigation, we teamed up with them more in the last few years than ever before, and we're supporting back and forth, getting each other funding, and they have really invested in that ditch system. They just put in the new flume this year, which I just drove by yesterday, and it's beautiful.
Right.
Finally, I mean, it was the same one, almost 100 years old, if not 100 years old, right? And it was dumping water down an arroyo.
It wasn't as watertight as it used to be, is what you're saying.
Nothing like it was. But
Yeah.
today, yesterday when I drove by it,
The new one.
it's beautiful. Full concrete steel. Looks like it's made to last another 100 years for sure. So.
Nice. Very good. Well, and that's really, again, important, again, as you say, since it's one of the major supplies of water to the city, and add the storage and everything else, of course, is important too.
Absolutely.
So that's another important thing. You mentioned parks, and tourism and other visitors as part of your goals. Any other goals that you have for the city?
The big one is the economic development. As soon as we can afford to get a person hired, as soon as we get a little bit extra money, that's going to be the first thing, is somebody to help better our economy in Bloomfield and help with planning and zoning. We fall short on planning and zoning. We have for years because we haven't had a dedicated person just for that. So we have a lot of variances coming in for the planning and zoning that maybe shouldn't be, because we don't have anybody there dedicated to address those issues.
Gotcha.
So that dual function person would hopefully help our economy pick up a little and settle the issues we've had with planning and zoning
Right.
issues.
Okay. Very good. And I would say you've probably got the most senior city manager in the county at this point in George Duncan. He certainly has been in that office for a long time, and I think knows a lot about running the city of Bloomfield and has his heart in the city of Bloomfield as well. He seems to be a pretty dedicated person.
Absolutely. I worked for George at the fire department
Right.
for most of my career, and
now he works for you. How's that? Or no,
Right,
no.
that's-
Yeah, he does.
it's weird.
Yeah.
But it's hard to argue he cares about Bloomfield as much as anybody. So, or he wouldn't still be doing it, right?
Right.
And he wants the best. He's striving to make sure we all succeed and the community succeeds, and it's just a better place.
Very good. But he does work at the pleasure of the mayor and city council, I think, too, right?
That is a fact, yeah.
So.
And the Riverwalk, he started that years and years ago when he was still fire chief. He was had a big hand in making it happen in the first place, and
Right.
is helping us push it forward and growing it into the future. So
Very good. And I think there was some probably grant monies involved with starting that back in those days too, to make it possible.
Several different grants. I mean, even we have a little boat pull out. Every bit of it was funded by grants and from the start. So
There you go. Just an example of what you can do
Yeah.
with someone who's writing a grant and being successful at it. So there you go. We'll end kind of where we started, talking about a big event coming up for the city of Bloomfield, the 5th of July fireworks there, kind of right in the middle of Bloomfield. I don't know how else to describe it. And you can see it from almost anywhere.
Anywhere in
Unless
town.
you're under a bridge, I don't know.
Even then, you'll at least hear it.
It's true.
Under
And feel
any
it.
one of our bridges.
And feel it, let me tell you. Yes, sir.
Yep, best fireworks in San Juan County, if not even wider. It's a beautiful show. Everybody should get out and see it right as the sun goes down. There'll be several events going on throughout the area. I know we're trying to set up a lot of vendors at the high school parking lot again over or by the pool.
Uh-huh.
And just there's not a bad view. So if you can get anywhere where a tree's not blocking that hill, you'll have a great view. Get the family together, get out.
Have a great, enjoyable fireworks show on Sunday,
Yes.
the 5th.
Which, as a former fire chief, I got to say, we're doing this show to keep people from doing the illegal fireworks at their house. So try just to focus on these big shows. Don't risk burning your house down, your neighbor's house down. Just do the sane and safe fireworks you can, because everybody's got to get that out, especially for our big year 250.
No kidding.
Right?
Right.
You have to celebrate. So go out and watch the big shows. Don't risk catching any vegetation on fire. We're so dry this year.
It's so very dry. You're right. We just had the county fire folks on last week talking a little bit about conditions and how dangerous they are. So I think that's a good piece of advice to just let the professionals deal with it and enjoy the shows. And again, having this on the 5th, it doesn't conflict with any other shows in the area. So if you plan it right, you could see a few of them as you drive around town. So there you go. Very good. And of course, we got to give a plug out to Bloomfield's radio station. You can tune into the radio station there at 93.5. Devin Neal, you're welcome. And George Duncan, you're welcome to hear the music simulcast with the fireworks show. It's right there from the firehouse, I think. Right?
It is.
Yeah.
KF. I can't think of it right now.
Put me on the spot too. 93.5.
93.5. It's a low power, so you only catch it right there in town.
Right.
We got it years ago at the fire department for emergency messages or whatever may need to happen.
Right.
But we just play music all the time on it and this fireworks show. So
it's a great way to have it. So that's wonderful. So very good. Well, Mayor Mohler, it's great to have you here. Thanks for coming over.
Great being here. Thank you for inviting me.
Sorry that we're out of time, but we'll have you back, and much good luck with the city of Bloomfield and all the things you want to get accomplished over there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. That's Mayor John Mohler from the city of Bloomfield, my guest here on KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.